That's it.
Yeah.
My assistant Troy Weaver told me we're going to win a national championship with this guy, Coach. I said, really? He was right.
Yeah, that was right. He was on point. And Coach, I'm going to say this, and not because you're here, I say it all the time, the best one and done in college basketball history, Carmelo Anthony. No question about it. You think about it, not just the numbers and everything that he did, but winning a national championship. Had pretty good players with him also.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Mack. Yeah, Jerry Mack. Yeah. There's a jump shot. That's Jalen Lowe.
No one wins the national championship without a lot of help. That's, that's the bottom line. It's hard to do, and you got to have a lot of help.
Here is McCain. The collective effort tonight by Duke, especially in the first half, and here in the early stages, first 10 minutes of the second half, has been impressive. Now, you start talking about John Shire here, he's going to start looking at this, and he knows what this is, which is the ACC in the net. Corey, that's the top 70. Hit at 53, Duke at 18, but a road win doesn't hurt you in that formula.
No, it only helps. And again, of course, I've truly learned a lot about the NCAA tournament, the selection process from the guy to the right here. Coach Boeheim schooled me on a lot of this, and one of the first things he told me was the road matters. That's the biggest key, is winning games on the road.
I think when you're close, we got in a couple years because we had a couple good road wins. Not just playing on the road, but beating somebody on the road. And net or no net, which I'm not a net believer, but you have to win games on the road if you're not good.
Jeffress the three, his fourth of the year. First points tonight for Will Jeffress, redshirt junior from Erie, who battled injury a year ago, and he's come back after offseason injury, canceled out most of his 23 campaign.
Jeffress is a guy that reclassed up to join Jeff Capel here at Pittsburgh. Will win his senior season.
That rims out of the corner from McCain. And here is Carrington.
This is what I love seeing with Jared McCain. With the reputation of being a scorer, which he's an elite level scorer, especially from the shooting standpoint, but getting after it defensively, and I think that's been the difference with this Duke team. They're starting to gain their identity on the defensive end of the floor. I believe when these guys came, they thought it was all about offense and what they needed to do, but John Shire making it very clear they have to be good defenders to play.
Yeah, I think that's a part of it, but also their offense, they've got a lot of weapons offensively with Proctor coming back now, and Roach, they've got shooters, and they have Kyle inside playing the way he's playing tonight. They're a difficult team. You double him, he passes it. They're shooters, you don't double him, he scores.
There's been discussion, though, that they don't have the guy at the rim, the Derek Lively presence, if you will, from a year ago, though, fellas. That's the part that keeps coming back in conversation. But when you play like this at both ends, and you're as connected as they've been tonight, it doesn't matter.
Rim protection doesn't matter as much when you play good defense. When you get beat a lot, then you need a rim protector back there. But they don't get beat a lot from the perimeter. Their perimeter defense is pretty good. But no, I think they'll be fine.
There's Guillermo Diaz-Graham knocking down a three.
WD, that goes into what John Shire talked to us about earlier today, pregame, where he said we had to change a lot of things from what we did a season ago. A season ago, they had that rim protection, but they don't have it now. Although Kyle Filipowski's averaging 2 blocks a game coming into this one, so he's a guy that is doing a great job at the rim when he's there. But of course, when they're switching defensively, oftentimes he's out guarding guys on the front.
Yeah, Filipowski, by the way, is top 10 in the ACC in points and rebounds coming in. He's 12th in field goal percentage. But he'll only go north after tonight's effort. You mentioned the blocks. He's 4th in the ACC in block shots. He had 27 coming into tonight, did the preseason player of the year. Timeout in Pittsburgh.
One dad, one mom, 3 kids, 1 pack of Ben's Original Jasmine Rice, 1 pinch of chaos. We're all original recipes.
And Doug. Customize and save with Liberty Boo. Liberty Boo. Literally Liberty.
Mark that one. That was nice.
I think you're supposed to stand over there.
Oh, am I? Thank you.
So a couple more. We'll go quick. Libu, smibu, libu, bribu, limu, bibu. Then we. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Goldfish.
Can I get the handful? Sure.
Oh, you fucker.
Happy? Go for the handful.
Introducing Mando, the whole body deodorant that I created with all body odor in mind. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, and I'm the inventor of whole body deodorant. It's like body odor never even happens, and you're gonna be exceptionally stink-free and smell as good as humanly possible.
When you're great, your game does the talk. In the ACC, our speaks volume. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC accomplished greatness.
Why are Force Factor vitamins so popular? Force Factor uses the highest quality ingredient to deliver powerful, healthy results from delicious and convenient supplements. That's why friends and family recommend Force Factor. Rush to Walmart and unleash your potential with Force Factor.
MyLifeU is the #1 automatic mileage tracking app, saving millions of drivers like you time and money. Our app automatically captures all your drives, so you can maximize business miles for tax deductions or reimbursements. Each year, drivers using MyLifeU save thousands of dollars. Our 80,000 5-star reviews speak for themselves, and we've got solutions for individual drivers and teams alike. At MyLifeU, we track your miles so you don't have to. Try it for free at mylifeu.com.
We just shipped our 1,000th monthly coffee subscription box, so we're sending custom thank you gifts to our team. Our custom ink rep is just as excited as we are and knows what great quality products to get. Celebrate your milestones with custom gear. Get started today at customink.com.
Don't forget Saturday triple header over on ACC Network. But tomorrow night is a 3-0 in the old State Carolina rivalry. Dave O'Brien, Jay Billis will be standing by the way, to cover this at 8 o'clock tomorrow night at PNC Arena. Corey, we can harken back to the old days all we want. We're going to rewind the history of this thing tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
It's about to go down tomorrow at PNC. They are going to be ready for the most passionate fan base in the league.
And how about Florida State, a 5-point win tonight over Wake Forest, who was 3-0 in the league, Jim?
Well, Florida State couldn't beat anybody, and now they're winning in the league. So who knows? Who knows? But that game, North Carolina, NC State, a lot there.
Yeah.
You know, you'd hate to see that go away someday too. That's what's crazy about this whole realignment stuff.
Here is Guillermo Diaz-Graham. He draws a foul on the way up. You saw Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. That's over on ACC Network in Atlanta. Final game of a doubleheader tonight over on that channel. And here tonight, we have watched Duke. John Shire used the word cocky. Want to play cocky. He uses it in a positive way, not an arrogant way, just an attitude, a mindset. And I like the idea of what he instilled into his team about playing this game tonight, because he knows the reputation of this Pitt team from 2 meetings a year ago, Corey. Not just the one at Cameron, but also the one in the tournament at Green.
But not only that, is we got to look at John Shire. John Shire and the 2 guys to his left. Understand when you think about Chris Carrawell and then Will Avery on the bench as well, you think about they understand what it's like to play for Duke.
Yeah.
And to go on the road. And you're going to have some people cheering for you, but you're going to have way more jeering at you. And they know, understand, you have to be cocky to be able to come in and play in that fashion. I asked them, do you want us to use that word? Because, of course, the word cocky has a negative connotation to it. People used to call me that all the time. And so, therefore, but as you mentioned, he used it in a positive way.
Yeah, I like to say confident, but you know, you can use that word, but they're playing with confidence. But it comes from hitting a couple shots early. And Kyle Filipowski hit a couple early, Roach hits one early. All of a sudden, that's contagious. And, you know, Pitt couldn't hit anything, mainly because of the defense that Duke played.
Austin scoring there. Zach Austin, a transfer from High Court, originally from Winston-Salem. I'll tell you what, the star tonight, is Kyle Filipowski's 11 of 12 from the floor. He's already got another double-double. By the way, that's his 5th of the season and the 21st of his Blue Devil career. And he tried to pass out of a double team there. He and Diaz-Graham both hit the deck, and here's Lowe going the other way for Pitt.
And WD, this was a team that at the beginning of the season was not confident, weren't even confident as you see.
Sean Stewart.
Big time block by Sean Stewart.
That was a block.
Sean Stewart's another guy that can help this team because he has the rim protection, but you look at Duke versus ranked opponents this season, they got punched in the mouth by Arizona on their home floor. They got the win against Michigan State, but the most important game that they've had this year has been the win over Baylor in New York City.
Yeah.
That's the one that I think allowed this team to start to understand the identity they have to play with to be successful.
And Blake's got tangled up with Diaz-Graham. And I think Jalen Blakes is going to pay for it with his foul. That'll be the 5th on Duke. You see that 1-2 mark. The road win is the victory on Saturday at Notre Dame. The losses are Georgia Tech and Arkansas in the ACC-SEC Challenge. There's Carrington with his 2nd field goal of the ball game.
That was better. He'll get over this game. He'll learn from it. That's what freshmen do.
TJ Powers come in for the first time. He wears number 12 for the Blue Devils. Here is Sean Stewart, high-rising jump shot. Stewart, by the way, Corey, set a Duke basketball record for vertical leading up to the campaign.
Unbelievable athlete. Gets it all from his mom. Nicole is that's where athleticism comes from. I'm giving Yogi no credit.
No,
Stewart, of course.
Well, terrific player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was an elite shot blocker. That's where Sean gets the shot blocking from, but Nicole gets all the credit for the athleticism.
Here is Carrington with 15 to shoot. One of the interesting pieces about this, and there's a runner and the score above. All of his points have come here in the second half. And it's a 21-point Duke lead with 4.5 to go. The Panthers are going to have to wait on this. They do not play this weekend. They have the bye weekend, if you will, in the ACC rotation. So they go to Syracuse, or Syracuse rather is here next Tuesday night. The Orange had beaten the Panthers 81-73 in late December. Another quick 2-game spin in the conference schedule. That's a block by Austin, who can also get off the deck. And Stewart poked that away from Lowe and saved it to Proctor. And here is Powell. And back to Foster with under 4 to go here.
I like what John Shire is doing right now with Proctor and Foster on the floor together. These are the two guys. As Powell was able to step back and knock down a 3, and we know he can score, elite score. But you see Proctor and Foster, these are the two guys that John Shire made it clear to us. We need more from both those guys.
Yeah.
They're getting consistent effort right now from Roach and McCain, but the 4-guard lineup, 5 if you include Blakes in that bunch, he knows he's going to get from those guys. He needs these two guys to step it up.
Carrington's got 10 all here in the second half.
Well, I think he just couldn't get going early.
Yeah.
He'll learn from this.
And he got a lot of good looks early, Coach.
He did. It wasn't that he was taking bad shots. He just couldn't get in the basket.
And if some of those go down, it really changed the complexion of this game.
Totally.
And Duke now winds the shot clock inside of 10. Back for Power out of the corner one more time. Too strong. And it was saved to Austin by Diaz-Graham.
TJ Power had an elite summer last summer and went from a little school to come to Duke, and it's going to take him a little while to get used to playing.
He put up big numbers in the EYBL last summer.
He was one of the best players in the EYBL last summer.
And Carrington threw that pass for Jeffress beyond his reach. So we get a stoppage of play. 2:20 to play tonight at Pitt. Duke on the way to their 12th win.
Being the best takes hard work. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in their and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs.
They're gonna let me. Oh my goodness, get in here, get in here.
The most passing yards. How many ran? The highest QPR.
Why you make so much food?
Here's this right there. There you go.
Oh, I am sorry.
Hi, you might know me from my job. I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the new Capital One Venture X business card with no preset spending limit. Our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
At Granger, we know the ones who get it done wear a lot of hats. A hard hat is one, problem solver is another. Whatever the job calls for, we're here for you. We're America's trusted source for industrial grade products, with the scale and resources to deliver and the knowledge to help answer tough product questions. Because we know that hats change, but having access to real people ready to help, combined with fast delivery, never goes out of style. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Now for just $1.99, enjoy the Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Because we value value just as much as we value tasty burgers, we decided to shrink the price of this melty fan favorite. In finance, they call that one heck of a deal. $1.99 Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
So how was your day, Liz?
Just a normal day for us.
ProPlan Sport, strength and stamina for life out here. Available at Tractor Supply.
For fast sore throat relief, try Vicks VapoCool drops with 2 times more menthol per drop and powerful Vicks vapors to vaporize sore throat pain. Vicks VapoCool drops, vaporize sore throat pain.
How are you, Scott Grant Pelt here in the district, getting set for Sports Center. We will show you why there aren't any unbeaten teams remaining in college basketball. It's hard to win on the road, although Duke's not having any trouble. We'll hear from the coaches and quarterbacks heading into the playoffs this weekend. The NFL, our 3rd annual Scotties, our postseason college football awards. Back to West, Corey and Coach Boeheim, even though Coach was heckling me about my inability to get into Syracuse. That's fine. It's fine, Coach.
Well, you went to a good school. That's all right. I mean, you couldn't quite make it at Syracuse, but it's okay. We still love you.
Yeah.
Syracuse, especially my wife.
I was getting ready to say, let's get down to who his favorite Boeheim is.
By far. But her judgment obviously isn't good. Look at who she married. So we gotta go by that too.
Oh, man. Sean Stewart, by the way, out of Windermere, Florida, sets it down softly with 2 hands. His first points of the night out of the timeout. This has been an impressive performance tonight by the Blue Dogs.
It absolutely has been. And again, they've gotten so much production from many different guys. The guard shot the basketball extremely well. Kyle Filipowski's played like the ACC preseason player of the year that we were expecting for him to be. But most importantly, the defense, holding Pitt to 50 points on their home floor has been impressive.
Here is Stewart again, and fouled by Guillermo Diaz-Graham. So that'll take Stewart to the free throw line.
Yeah. The defense really was the key. I mean, they made shots, and they would have won the game with just pretty good defense, but they played really good defense. They didn't let Hinson get looks. Carrington, they kept him off balance, and they just dominated the game on both ends.
Coach, with a week off, and you're Jeff Capel, you don't play this weekend, so your next game is a week from tonight against your alma mater.
Yes, sir.
With a week off, what is that you're trying to get across to your team throughout this time where you're going to have just a little bit of a break?
Well, you played the best team in the league, probably, and we didn't have our stuff, and they did. So let's just worry about the next game. Let's work hard this week. We played in Syracuse. It was a close game the whole way, so we got them here. Let's just play our game.
So you can't get lost on the long game. You got to stay to the short game, right?
Everybody says it, but it's true. The next game, you can have a bad night, and you can still come back and beat somebody really good in the next game, or win 2 or 3 in a row. I mean, it's the game of basketball.
Here's Blake's ahead for Proctor. Meanwhile, Duke welcomes Georgia Tech on Saturday.
And they're going to be thinking about that first game down there on that.
And then they get a week off before guess who comes to Cameron? Pitt. How about that? It's interesting. Both these schools have one game before they play each other again in the next 12 days.
It's scheduling. It's the way it works sometimes. Not good.
Spot up by Foster, no good. Duke will get a second chance. Here's Proctor teeing one up. And that'll be pulled away. It's going to be an interesting rest of this month, I think, in the ACC. We've got some things kind of set out there. You saw Carolina last Tuesday night rather. They played well, got the win, played a very physical brand of basketball. We get an unbelievable performance by Filipowski. 26, 11 of 12 from the floor. Hit all 4 of his threes.
I think Kyle Filipowski's just rounding into form. He missed this summer because he had the
hip issues.
Yep. And so I think when you take off that much time, I believe right now he's just starting to get a rhythm.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, there's a reason he was preseason player of the year. And you're right. It takes a little time to get yourself back after you have that kind of surgery and you're off for so long. And, you know, I mean, he's a really good offensive player.
Well, they are going to win in a commanding fashion tonight, 75-53 is the final. And John Shire picks up his 12th win of the year, his 3rd in the ACC, headed home to meet Georgia Tech on Saturday.
And don't forget, what I said earlier, John Schreier has done a great job.
Sure has. And tonight his team wins by 25. Here is Scott Van Pelt in D.C.
Wes, thanks so much. We welcome you to Sports Center from the nation's capital. I am Scott Van Pelt. Coming up, the nation's top 2 teams on the road in conference. Duke made it look easy. It isn't. We'll show you how it went for those squads. Wild card weekend just days away. We've got injury updates all around. Patrick Mahomes speaks ahead of his Super Bowl title defense. And college football season is over, which is a bummer. But the good news, time for the 3rd annual Scotty. Stanford Steve and I go over our favorite moments of the season. Sports Center coming right after these brief messages. Stick around.
What would motivate you to lose weight?
I would say the money.
The money. Money. Because I need the money. Money.
Money.
I gotta help you with.
Win up to $10,000 for losing weight with Healthy Wager. Get paid to get healthy at healthywager.com.
For muscle cramps and spasms, what's your move? The Hercules? Make the move to TheraWorks for fast muscle relief. Safe, gentle, and absorbs quickly for relief. TheraWorks works. Try TheraWorks and get back at it.
You're finally mastering Grandma's 12-hour sauce. Your stovetop gave out in the 11th hour. Luckily, American Home Shield is there to fix or replace covered appliances and home systems. Protect what you don't expect. Visit ahs.com and get a free quote today.
Honey.
Honey. DayQuil Severe Honey. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold. DayQuil Honey. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, honeylicious power through your day medicine.
Trust and Will has taken the process of creating your will and made it easy. Like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and start at just $159. Find the plan that's right for you at trustandwill.com.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered.
Nice smile, bro.
Nice. Thanks. Crest 3D White. 100% more stain removal. Crest.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. X-Chair has done it again with our groundbreaking LMX technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience, our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, We've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Bring home extra joy for the holidays with over $500 worth of free upgrades on every new X-Chair. Offer ends January 9th.
The Australian Open hits different from the networks of ESPN.
It's just shy of 11 o'clock in the evening. We signed up for 61. All right, best thing I saw today, Lightning and Kings. It's a 2-1 game, Lightning down. But now they've tied it. Brandon Hagel. What a move. Fancy stick work, his 12th of the season. That knocks it up at 2 into overtime. And this is going to be a big one because at the Lightning win, Coach John Cooper gets his 500 career win. Nick Perlick's backhand, and Coop gets to 500 in the third fewest games among any head coach in NHL history, alongside Scotty Bowman and Bruce Boudreau. So a late goal to tie, and an overtime winner. Coop hits 500. Stammer handing off the hardware there. All right, the only unbeaten team in college basketball, the Houston Cougars. They go to take on the Clonies and Ames. 14-0. We saw a team get to 15 last night. That was Michigan. Early in this game, Iowa State's up 12-0. Trey King, good pass from Hassan Ward. Calvin Sampson, clearly not thrilled at all. Emmanuel Sharp, all three of these in Houston, has fought back because they're a bunch of fighters. Taman Lipsy on the drive, beautiful little scoop. And that beats the first half clock. First time this season Houston has trailed at the half. They trail by 10, but you know, as I say, this is a team of fighters. They will continue to battle. There's an alley-oop from Hassan Ward. And Iowa State's lead is 8. Houston down 7. Sharp. Bottoms. It's a 4-point game. A few possessions later. Jamal Shedd challenges the floater. Love this guy's game. He's everything that Houston's all about. And just like that, we're tied at 41 apiece. Houston trails by 1. Shedd puts them ahead. Remember they're down 14-0? That's long gone. They now lead following Iowa State possession. We get down to winning time. King finds Jones. Cyclones back up by 1. A minute to go in the game. Tied at 53 after Shedd hits that jumper. All right, what are we going to draw up? How about the freshman, Milan Momcilovic? Baseline, regulate. That's a bit ambitious. That was a bit ambitious. But he hits a contested fadeaway 3 early in the shot clock. Is that what you wanted? It's what you got, and it worked. 2-point lead on the other end. They go for the lead on an LJ Pryor 3 that misses pretty much everything. Iowa State makes some free throws and get their 8th win over the AP top 2 team in program history. Houston was the last unbeaten in the nation. They lose their road opener. And their last 5 seasons in the American. Who's in it? The real ones, remember that. They played 3 games against AP-ranked opponents. They have 7 remaining games on the schedule this season. 2 of those teams that they will face later in the season are Baylor and BYU, who faced off tonight. He joined the Big 12, and there's going to be a steeper hill to climb. Number 1 on the road in trouble as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. Now to the NFL. Pittsburgh, they did not have favorable odds to make the playoffs after they had a 3-game losing streak, but they finished with 3 straight wins, including that victory in the rain in Baltimore, which combined with Jacksonville's loss, meant they're in. Win marred a bit by the loss of TJ Watt with that knee injury. He's going to be lost for some period of time. Don't know how long that period of time is, but it is going to include this week in Buffalo. Here's Mike Tomlin on playing without him.
Playing without TJ is significant, but to be quite honest with you, we played without a lot of people this year. It's just another opportunity for us to strike a blow for team and to display what team really means. A collective of individuals that work together in an effort to produce an outcome. It's not going to be a one-man job in terms of replacing TJ, just like I stood before you and said similar things when Cam Hayward missed a block of games. It is going to be a committed approach. Even in doing so, we better strengthen our output in other areas because TJ is one of a kind.
To that point, his impact is well, one of a kind. They got one win without him. Since he has joined the league in 2017, the Steelers are 1-10 in the 11 games he's missed. They allow 6 more points a game, and they allow QBR 25 points higher. He has a sack rate less than the sack rate, I should say, is less than half of what it is when he plays. One of a kind.
Go.
Well put. Miami Dolphins made a pair of moves on Tuesday to help shore up a banged-up linebacker group. They bring in veterans Justin Houston and Bruce Irvin to the active roster. 34-year-old Houston, a 4-time Pro Bowler, appeared in 7 games for the Panthers this year. Irvin, who's been on the practice squad with the Lions, made a couple of appearances there, but they are just devastated in terms of injury, and they've got to go find some guys to help them out. 5 guys listed as out on the injury report who have accounted for 25 of the team's 56 sacks this year. Also a handful who are questionable, including Xavier Howard, who's unlikely to suit up. Unrelated, I just want to point it out, it's going to be one of the coldest games perhaps ever played in the history of the NFL Saturday night in Kansas City. Not related to the weather, Patrick Mahomes spoke on Tuesday, and he is not overlooking what this Dolphins defense will bring to the field with it.
They're a good defense, and they have a great defense coordinator, who I know really well, and he's done a great job of having different schemes every time I play against them, and so they got a lot of guys that play extremely hard. It'll be a great challenge for us as a full team. That's a great football team, and I mean that's what you get in the playoffs. Every team's a great football team. Whoever plays the best that day wins.
That's how it works, and it's worked well when Mahomes has been the quarterback of the Chiefs in the playoffs. 11 wins in his first 6 seasons, and with one more Saturday, he'll match Tom Brady for the most wins by a starting quarterback in his first 7 seasons since 1950, when starts were first tracked. Kansas City, favored by 4 by ESPN Bet. After missing the playoffs a couple seasons in a row, the Titans fired Mike Vrabel. He went 6-18 in his final 24 games after 4 consecutive winning seasons. Put a bow on the final 2 seasons in Nashville.
That would have been nice.
Wasn't great. Only 5 teams had a worse record than they did. They were among the bottom 5 in points per game and yards per game over that span. There you see where those rankings were. They did have injuries at quarterback and what have you, but Vrabel said losing bleeping sucks. It's not what Vrabel or anybody who competes is all about. But I still think this is going to be a coveted coach. To that point, owner Amy Adams Strunk said the team considered a trade involving Vrabel to another team, but they had concerns it might take too long, and quote, I was just not willing to go to the back of the line and take a chance on missing out on someone we really wanted. All I'll say about Vrabel is I think he as a coach, plenty of teams will really want. His players have real love and respect for him. They demonstrate that. They play hard for him, even though I know the record doesn't really reflect that lately. But I believe he vaults immediately to the top of wish lists among teams who have openings, and maybe even among teams who don't have an opening. But think perhaps Vrabel might be an upgrade. All right, we saw number 2 lose on the road, number 1 on the road, and they're visiting Lincoln and Corn.
Watch out.
They're better than they've been in recent years by a lot. Zach Edey struggled to find open looks and got into a bit of foul trouble. After the second, Edey went to the bench with 3.5 minutes remaining and had just 2 points in the first half. Keisei Tominaga, one of the great shooters in the land. And the Cornhuskers are up by 1. Do it again. You don't have to ask this dude to shoot. I love his enthusiasm. And again, he's not just enthusiastic, he's a hell of a shooter. They've got the lead. There's Sam Hoiberg, son of coach. Steal, layup, blink of an eye. Nebraska leads by 6. They're now up 9. Hoiberg, scoop for the left. And with Edey on the bench, Nebraska goes on a run, 14-2 run. They've got an 11-point lead at the half. Second half, Purdue got within 1. C.J. Wilcher, square shoulders, splappa. The lead pushed to 8. Ensuing Purdue possession. Hoiberg again. Pesky. Headband.
Okay.
Steal, layup, good. And the lead back to double digits. Boilers aren't going to go away. Camden Heide